But let's all be real for one moment. And everybody talking about they always, they real and they know boxing. Well, let's be real. If you know boxing, why should we consider Danny Garcia a top welterweight in the division?
Terrence Bud Crawford, WBA welterweight champion, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters today, asked a valid question. Why do we consider Danny Garcia one of the top 147-pounders today? Every time Danny has stepped up to the championship level in 147 pounds, he has lost. And the wins he had at 147 was like Sammy Vargas, Granados had to be brought up, Red Catch had to be brought up, Brandon Reyes was a so-so win. And Terrence Crawford and Danny Garcia are friends. They came up in the amateurs together. He just being real. How you gonna justify Danny Garcia's record when he hasn't done anything at 147 and straight doo-doo on mine?
I'm cool with Danny. I came up with Danny. I'm just speaking facts now. I mean, let's be real. Danny ain't beat nobody in the welterweight division. He beat Paulie, Robert Guerrero, and everybody beat them.
After that segment, Terrence Crawford did say he thought Danny Garcia was one of the top welterweights in the division because Danny has skills. As far as a prediction on the fight, at first he was going with Errol Spence. Now he's going to the fight saying that's going to be a 50-50 fight. Both him and Keith Thurman want the winner in 2021. They're hoping it's Errol Spence.
I said, how does the fight end, Angel?
Hey, listen, man, if Danny start dropping leather on Spence, I say 7th round. Spence, he's up and he's not coming out.
7th round, you said?
Yeah, Danny knocking him out.
Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia sound very confident. But on the other side, Errol Spence is very confident. And I'm going to remember this quote. Danny Garcia could beat me at 70%. Now you hear that, folks? There's no excuse. If Errol Spence loses this fight, I don't want to hear any excuses. And even trainer Abel Sanchez kind of agree with Errol Spence. He's saying 80%. I'm sticking with my prediction. I'm picking Errol Spence by unanimous decision over Danny Garcia. But I hope Terrence Crawford is right. Danny Garcia will step up his game in a big fight and make this a candidate for the fight of the year. That is wishful thinking. But I say again, Errol Spence loses, no excuses. Bob Arum is at it again. He says Tyson Fury is a bigger draw. His revenue gate is bigger than Anthony Joshua. Fury only had one huge live gate fight, and that was against Deontay Wilder, and it was a huge gate. In the second fight with Wilder, they sold 15,860 tickets, sold out, which the revenue was $16.9 million, which dwarfed the first fight where they made $3.5 million. Those are the two biggest fights Fury had. That helped make up the money for the two fights that Aaron lost money on. Those two fights were Otto Wallin and Schwartz. Those two fighters was not the dance partner that Deontay Wilder was. Fury found a perfect dance partner with Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury is just not box office. When I talk about box office, I'm talking about like a prime Mike Tyson box office. He can fight anybody and sell. Oscar De La Hoya is another guy back in the day who could sell tickets, whoever he was fighting. Canelo Alvarez is another one. Anthony Joshua is also box office. He sells 70,000 to 90,000 in Wimbledon Stadium. Bob Arum wants to doo-doo on that and say, well, the tickets are not the same. He's saying, talking all this noise about Tyson Fury selling all these tickets, why couldn't Frank Warren make that fight with Caballero? Because nobody wanted it. He couldn't get the money for it. And he couldn't give Tyson Fury the purse that he wanted. And Tyson Fury will not take a pay cut, unlike Canelo and Anthony Joshua, because those guys want to be great. And why do you think he pretty much dumped Deontay Wilder? Not just because the contract expired. People lost interest in the fight in the pandemic. He wasn't going to get his money. So he found a new dance partner in Anthony Joshua. There's only one fight for Fury, and Bob Arum and Frank Warren knows it. And that's the Anthony Joshua fight. Nothing more, nothing less, because Fury's name doesn't carry weight like Anthony Joshua. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beasy. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.